Welcome in to this pick a pile reading. This is pile 1, 2, and 3, and I'll do a little bit of a collective read, but not as much as usual. So stick around or not. The timestamps are below if you want to go straight to the piles. The drawings are also in relation to each pile. For this reading, I started off with getting like a song for it just to kind of see what it would be about, and I was wondering if it would be like a song for each, but it was like no, just the one. And it was Silhouette by Owl City, and I feel like that fits the energy so well of the emotion that has been coming up as I've been tapped into the entire energy, because I was just in so much fear and so much it's not, I don't quite want to say sadness. It's like worry, but it's not quite worry either. It's more, it's like a feeling of defeat, like wanting to curl up and hide, but I feel like that doesn't quite fit it either. It's a feeling of almost overwhelm. I feel like everything that I say is gonna be like, it's almost this, but it's not quite. And maybe that goes hand in hand with like, this is the collective reading, so each one is gonna have a different feel. But if you're not experiencing some sort of troubling emotion, some sort of worry or fear or along that vibration, this probably isn't your reading. Yes. Full stop. But I could be wrong and we could get different messages, or you may be in a higher vibration, but this is talking about other energies within your field, those you're connected to. So follow your gut, which is also another message that felt like it traveled through all the readings, because I felt drawn to using purple to do the squiggle drawings around, and that felt very much like you're being led, you're being intuitively guided, like purple from the crown chakra. I'm just thinking, it's not quite dark blue of the third eye, it's not like what you're seeing, it's what you're kind of more by like quote unquote outer sources being led to or through or with. But then I laughed to myself because I actually don't have a blue pen at the moment, so I couldn't have drawn in blue anyway. That could be talking for you about how you actually work much more fluidly with your crown than with your third eye. So that could even be calling you to use the energy of the third eye more, but I don't feel like that's it. I feel like for most of you, this is like, you don't need to see. You don't need to see where you're going. You don't need to see all of the truth. Which is just funny for me to say, because I'm like, this is a pick a card reading. I'm kind of intending to bring through clarity on the truth, but okay. You don't need to be seeing the truth. It's more about where you intuitively being guided without knowing of why or what. Yeah, less about the details and more about a higher abstract understanding, an intuitive gut feeling. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be it for the collective reading. So see you at your piles if you're there, or see you in another realm if not. Put him there, him there. Okay. Welcome in, pile number 1. I think I'll stay on the front page and highlight yours to begin with, and then we'll go into an individual page probably, and maybe get some cards. What I was feeling first, this is the first thing I drew for you, and it felt like a pillar. It felt like there was something unexpected that you're holding you're coming into, but also has always been there, but it feels like more like it was waiting in the wings. These highlights feel like you're being guided in a way that you haven't been guided before. And you can take that in two ways, in that you're being guided towards something, through something that you haven't yet experienced, at least not for a long time, or that you consciously remember. In other words, probably to do with something you haven't experienced in this lifetime, whatever you want to define that as. But the other perspective, the other way of looking at that, is that you're being guided by something that you haven't been guided by before, in like like you have a new guide kind of thing, like a spirit guide, a new soul friend who is walking this with you, who is, I just heard entranced by you. Some of you may be very connected to otherworldly beings that aren't necessarily guides, but no, I'm being I'm being corrected. No, they are your guides. Okay. And I feel like I need to draw for you already, so I just want to know before I turn the page that maybe that's not for now. Something about the experience you're heading into. Your reading felt like the simplest, and yet I'm really wondering what the worry that I mentioned at the start, because I talked about in the collective briefly that it felt like everyone was everyone was experiencing some degree of worry, but for you it felt the least present. Like, I feel like you are sorry, my voice is very croaky. It might be because I just had some chocolate food. I'm just trying to think if that's relevant for your reading or not. I'm sure it is somehow, but I don't see it right now. Yeah, that's what you're feeling like. It feels like you're experiencing some degree of worry, but because you're not really sure where to place it, maybe, you're kind of pushing it to the side, and that's actually being encouraged. Not to necessarily push it to the side, but it feels like what you're doing is kind of putting a pin in it and seeing, okay, if this pops up again, I'll have more like data to know what this is about. Essentially, it feels like you're kind of being guided in the way of your internal world matching your external world. It's like some things for you may not be appearing as you'd like them or appearing as you expected, but it's all very, very much being created in unison. I heard like with your vision, or with what you had in mind. It's like the universe isn't against you at this time. That's what I want to say. The universe isn't against you at this time. And I want to draw that message back to those who are guiding you. This feels like I'm drawing them. Yeah, some of you, it could be pets in spirit, like previous animal friends. Some of them could have had either no hearing or very, very particular hearing. I'm also kind of being drawn to a mole, like the animal, and like the star-shaped moles. I don't know what that's called. A star-nosed mole. So there could also be something about divinity or something special about smell, and that could be like the way of navigating. But I feel like that is the guide. It's like the way they are navigating, or helping you to navigate, is like to do with their smell. For some of you, it's also like they like how you smell, even in spirit. I'm also seeing dragons, so you could resonate with them being a dragon guide. That could also be just extra confirmation that it's a passed over friend, because dragons are making me think of transformation. Nature. It's like the nature of what you're experiencing. There's so much more to it than you're currently seeing, but it's okay that you're not currently seeing more, because I feel like that's a part of the plan. When I said the plan, I'm being drawn back to this creature, this guide. I feel like it would bring you relief to talk with them, even if you don't feel like you're hearing messages back from them. I feel like a lot of you will, but even if you don't, I feel like you just having that line of communication would bring you like clarity in the ways that you wouldn't expect. And you may be finding that through this, your understanding of what your own well-being is suited to begins to change. It's like your idea of what comfort is, or what truth is, or what clarity is, begins to change. You may be finding that like trust and knowing becomes more of a it becomes less conditional on circumstances and becomes more attuned to the truth of who you are. Like it's more about being connected with yourself than it is about being connected with the answers. Yeah, it feels like you might have just a little bit of worry that you're not seeing as much as you want to see, or not hearing as much as you want to hear, or not smelling as much as you want to smell. But I feel like that's the final part, actually. It's more that you're smelling everything that needs to be smelled, but that's just the scent that it's like that's the scent that you're being attuned to now, the new like intuitive ability, if you will. You may find that you're really being honed in on this, like focused. This is something that you and your guides are helping you attune to particularly. So if you're not experiencing the sort of intuitions that you usually do, this is a confirmation that that's because you're being directed in another intuitive way. Yeah. This is a very simple message because it feels just like it's saying everything is exactly as it should be. And it's okay if you don't see everything, and that's kind of part of the plan. And I kind of heard that's part of the joy. Okay, that's it. Well, okay. Yeah, your reading was very simple. I feel like I didn't quite like circle it off, round it at like a complete way. And I feel like that's part of the message for you. Like you know exactly where you're at in life, but it may not feel like you've like crossed the T's and dotted the I's. But you still know they're T's and I's, even if they're not crossed and dotted. Yeah, the way that you're navigating through life is changing, or has changed as of late. And there's like a congratulation, not my throat, sorry. Actually, not sorry, not sorry. There's something about that for you, like, sorry, not sorry, because maybe you're just gaining more confidence in your, I heard vision again, in your perseverance, maybe? The message I was trying to get at before was, no, I'm being told not to do more. You're right on the money. You know what you need to know, and you know that you know what you need to know. You know that you know what you need to know. And even if you have to say it in a really weird way, or even if things seem off, you know that they're not off. You know that they're right, or you know that if they are seeming off, that they are off. It's like whatever your nose is telling you, or the nose of your familial friend is telling you, you can trust it. And this worry that your reading was centered around, it's kind of a side thought, and you're right to think it's a side thought. It's not something you have to focus on. Yeah. You can trust your senses. I feel like that's the reading. Yeah. You can trust your senses. Yeah, Guardian. This is so about a particular guide who is guiding you. Maybe it's a bear. So, Black Bear Guardian. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. You know what? I feel like that is your guide speaking, like, help me protect the ones I love. Shall we read that? Do we want to get more? No, I was going to ask, like, what type of being is this for you? But I heard it's a mixed bag. So, I heard you'll know, but then after I started really questioning myself, so you might have a strong gut feeling, or you know who this guide is, or you know you're connected to a very strong guide. No, this is a specific guide. A very specific guide who is very protective and who is keenly or helping you particularly with your keen senses. And you two have a very strong bond. And I feel like it's someone, I feel like it's someone that you were friends with in this lifetime. That you might have referred to as a pet. It could have also just been, I feel like it's an animal guide. But if it's not, you'll know. And yeah, going back to that message of before, of you may doubt it when I say you know, but you do know. Yes, I feel like I might have overcomplicated that a little. Is that it then? I felt like I had got to the end, but now I feel like I haven't. I'm gonna get another card for you. We'll do dragon cards since I mentioned dragons. Yeah, cut to helps you help animals. Anything? Fire dragon burns up lower energies around you. They are such a like. I feel like this guide is very protective over you. I wonder if they were very protective over you in present, is what I heard, in when they were physicalized with you, or however you want to see it, whenever you were more strongly connected to them or more aware of their presence. You'll know, yeah, this is helping you identify who exactly I'm on about, and they're very protective over you. Any more keys to who this is? Whee! When you ask or when you talk with them, they're listening. I felt that very strongly, because sometimes the cards kind of take ages to come out, or I ask something but then I get given a message about something else. They're like, okay, we hear what you're saying, but we're going to give you this instead. But this is very different to that. This feels very direct, like, okay, if you ask me this question, I'm going to give you the answer to that question. They feel the word serious is coming to mind, and it is that, but it's more stubborn than serious. I wouldn't say they're serious, it's just that they're very passionate, like fiercely passionate. Or they love you very strongly, like immense love. Like there'll be some spirit guides who don't want to so much interfere, or don't want to kind of make choices for you. But this guide feels like, no, I'm gonna do what I think is best for my family, my love. my best friend. Yeah. If they were a dog in human life, I feel like they might have barked a lot at anyone who displayed any sort of ill intent towards you. Okay, so who is this? Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your majesty. That made me feel like, oh wow, yeah, it's the 4 pillars. That's the thing I was seeing at the start for you, a pillar. So this card could have a lot of significance. I was laughing because this felt a bit like, haha, I haven't left you, I have just taken up my throne in the spirit realm. Like, I saw something around, like, them taking up their throne, like, them reclaiming their mastery. But also, this is making me think reclaim your mastery, like, if this was a pet of yours, it's like, they still feel like you're their master. Like, they still feel the same bond that you had earlier in life or at another time. They still feel that. And they still want that. They want connection with you, is how this feels. Or I feel like it's not... Okay, this is different for all of you, but for some of you, it's like they actively want connection with you. And for others of you, it's like they already feel like they have that same exact connection with you as they had before. Yes. This was also making me think a lot, being Atlantean Golden too. Who is this guy? They feel so, bold. So, like, I want to say egotistical or egocentric. Like, they have a lot of pride or something along those lines. They're bold, but it wasn't quite that. I think it's like they're just very bold, or they have a bold character. That was hard to come out. Characteristic. There may be something like a very particular trait of theirs that felt unusual, or like it wasn't how others of their kind would be. And I'm being taken back to what I was trying to say before, was they might be strongly masculine. That feels like this before, but I was seeing this as more like from the intellect as opposed to emotion. But it goes with the whole protective energy too. And like protective in a very direct way. I love that energy. They care about you so much. It feels like Enneagram number 8. What was I saying? Oh yeah, their uniqueness in some way, like they're different from others of their kind. They have this particular they have a particular trait that isn't often seen. I feel like for some of you, you might not have even noticed this. For some of you, or for a lot, it could be like their degree of intelligence for the kind of being they were. Like if it was an animal, they could have been far more aware than most. It feels quite primal. Like I was just wondering, like, is that quite like psychic? Like were they very in tune? But it didn't feel like that. It feels more like I'm thinking just aggressive. Like they there's a certain degree of power that they had, but I feel like it came out in a way that could have been misunderstood or just weird. I'm being drawn back to the pillars, and I was gonna say it's 4 pillars, but this one kind of looks like there's a one behind it, which also makes me question if there's one behind these 3. I think this is actually just one, but it's making me think again that like there's something like about the perspective. Is this the perspective? No. I was gonna ask if it's the perspective that this guide has, but it's not that. It's like our perspective looking at them. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that's on about, but maybe it'll make itself known. So the other card was Alpha Dragon. This is like it's making me think of alpha male. They so feel like they think they're the boss, or like they think that they're like the word or the phrase like they're the shit. Like I love that energy. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old, visualize your dream. Help to manifest a new world. I'm just gonna take a drink of tea. Ooh, there's a feather in his hand, and I brought a feather, which I haven't done for ages. Okay, so divine masculine. Of creation, though. I'm being really drawn to their third eye, but not really. It's like I'm being drawn there, and I was drawn there on this too. What is this? But it's like I'm being drawn there, but I shouldn't be, or like I'm being drawn there, but that's not the message, which is a bit confusing. But I'm really being drawn to this being like the head is in this black whatever that is sphere, glowing sphere, and now I'm being drawn to the fact that this is black and yet this is masculine energy. So but masculine energy is usually white, but the feather is white, so the masculine energy is like the feminine is yielding I didn't mean to say that, wielding the masculine energy. So maybe they were feminine, but they just like maybe they were female, but they displayed a lot of masculinity. I feel like that could be it. So they could be female, or maybe they were like both somehow. I don't know. I hope that message resonates with some. I'm being drawn to this looking like the infinity symbol too. Maybe like they're your other half, or they feel like that, or you feel like that. I don't resonate with that term, like having another half, but maybe you do. Or maybe that's referring to something that I'm not thinking of. Any more cards? Let's get another animal one. Or I was just gonna say maybe like naturally they're a feminine soul, but they're a masculine in this life. What is this energy? I feel like I'm being taken to this for no reason, but there's obviously a reason. This is also kind of giving me vibes of like, this is as far up as you can go, like it's all out in space, but this is as far down as you go if we're thinking of it as in water, which it isn't in, and I'm sure there's many perspectives on that, but I'll leave it at that. High and low. I feel like that's them also for you. It's like they would go anywhere for you, or whether they're in here, creation. Okay, wait. This is where the message is going in part. They really, really do have a degree of influence over the physical, is what it feels like. And with this being like their gifts and talents, and help like manifesting and creating, you can really call on them for help. Okay, so we got Hyena, Dare to be Different with Archangel Jophiel, And hedgehog, be a magnet for light, love, and joy, Archangel Gabriel. And rhinoceros at the back, be strong and courageous, Sandalphon and Rockwheel. Okay. Do you want to guide me through this? I'm not getting anything. They do feel, well, the first thing I was drawn to was that they both are brown. Or like they have a similar, I heard coat. Maybe maybe you have another pet that, or another animal that you're connected to who is physicalized, and they are more connected to this guide. And so you can be aware of that. You can take more note of them, or like finding more connection with them. The present one will help you feel more connected because they themselves are more connected to this other one. Or for some of you, it could even be the higher self or another soul version, another expression of a pet that you already have, or a present animal, whatever terms you want to say. But I feel like it's, for most of you, it's like passed on. Dare to be different. Yeah, yes, that took a while for me. That's the energy we were talking about. Dare to be different. Or maybe it's not about them being different, but about them encouraging you to be different. Some of you may resonate more strongly with the energy that is not typical for you. I was thinking like masculine for females and feminine for males, but I know there's like more range than just two, so take that energy as you will. Be a magnet for light, love, and joy, hedgehog. And there's that protection energy again. There's something about the way that you are protected that is so different. Or like, I would need more cards. Look at that dragon. Dragon and hawk message with the they want this again because the hawk was like the feather and this is the dragon. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. With dare to be different. It could literally just be like, what you want is not normal and you can have that, and this guide wants to help you create that, helps you tap into that energy. They might have even been a part of that dream. Like, say you have a particular vision of what you want to create, that may have been tied in with, or even in the physical, they may have helped you with that creation. Or this also could all be surrounding a future pet, like you're already connected to your future pet or a future animal friend of yours. Be a magnet for love and joy. Light, love, and joy. So light is significant. Like, I feel like it's like you have so much more freedom to create what you want with this dare to be different. Like, and that infinity symbol, you can create whatever you want. So what do you want to create? That's it. I think that's the message. I feel like I finally got to it. Maybe what held you back from truly experiencing what you want to experience was a fear that you're not protected and that you're not safe. But this is a strong message of you're anything but safe. Wait, you're anything but not safe. You're anything but safe. Yeah, and that message at the start, like, your way of navigating through life is changing. You have more trust in yourself. You can have more trust in yourself. Opening to that infinite nature of light. Experiencing all that you want to experience because you know that you'll always be led to the next one and you're not alone in this. Yeah, some of you may be feeling like all that you want to experience is like too loose-ended, or like it makes you feel untethered. So this is kind of calling you to recognize the tethers that you do have that are of love, that aren't tethers that tie you down, but tethers that just bring that sense of safety to you, aka this guide. Is that it? I feel like I want to draw a bit more. I'm going to put these to the side now, but we'll keep him out. Okay, this is animal, dragon, dragon, and dragon. There we go. I'm feeling like I only want to go right into the center. And yet the center always comes all the way back out. I'm noting that I just like hit the candle. That could be significant somehow. I'm not sure how. You're being carried, and this could be something about a boat. I'm also seeing that like Bible thing. Noah's Ark, is that it? Noah's Ark could be significant, and that's to do with animals too. And I was trying to say, when I drew this thing, yes, it felt like you were really connected to nature. And this also was making me think of a shell, and also the Fibonacci sequence. That's making me think of Sync, and that's also making me think of a song called Kitchen Sink by 21 Pilots. I don't know what that means. This is making me think of puzzles too. There's like so much safety that you can find within nature, but like observing nature, seeing that everything is in its place and everything, I heard, like, is not lost. Nothing is random, and you can find so much comfort in that. And that goes back a bit to what we were talking about with your like altered state, your new state of knowing, trust in self. This is like trust not out of blind faith, but it's trust in literally what you see, literally what your senses tell you, what you know, how you feel. But I don't want to make it so abstract. It feels more like you can bring logic to this, like observing the universe in more tangible ways. But only if that's something that brings you joy, or only if that's something that you desire to do, because that I felt like some of you may feel like that's a burden, in which case it wasn't for you. But some of you love that, and that is a part of what makes life so intriguing to you. That may be it. There's something just like about the center that could be like attuning to source. I feel like for you, attuning to all that is in its entirety could bring more of that sense of safety too, because you're tapped into the feeling of like everything already exists, so nothing can go wrong because nothing can change. Like no event can event because they already happen. I love the words that I just used then. And it did make me feel like I was saying individual words, which feels quite like this energy of like you can't form fully expressions. Yeah, I can't get out of this like very, very abstract feeling. I don't really want to call it abstract, but it's just very divine, attuned to energies more than like big circle as opposed to small circle. Yeah, this is a call to drop logic, but from dropping logic you'll find an even truer logic. I want to note that not as 2 lines, but as an equals sign. Yeah, equals. I feel like that will really ring true for some of you, but if not, just allow it to be. It might make sense at another time. But I want to make that like the center of your reading, equals sign. And that comes back to that sense, like common sense, but more like uncommon sense. You're really drawing in on, drawing down on, drawing on your remembrance. And that is like the Atlantean card too. Helps you remember the wisdom of, and I don't want to say Golden Atlantis, I want to say the wisdom. That sounds like something. And it made me think of past lives. You're drawing on the wisdom of all that you've experienced. But not just all that you've experienced, but just all that has been experienced. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talents. Reclaim your I heard majesty, or went to say majesty. Reclaim your mastery. And I like that sense of mastery in that your reading is very high vibrational. So I can have trouble speaking anyway, but the way it comes through in readings is often in like different ways, so I can draw upon that. And for you, it's hard to speak from a sense of I'm just seeing or understanding a lot with like higher knowings. It's so connected to source and everythingness, and it's like a very spiritual pile. But it feels so downplayed to call it that. I feel like you're in a lot of peace, but a part of what peace is that equals is also being connected to everything that is but peace. But there's peace within that sense of experience. Everything is experience, and everything in experience. And everything, I heard that more like inexperienced. Equals. Everything. I just said there's no player. There's no one playing. There's no individual. There's no subject, only objective. Objectivity. Object. Everything is objective. Even subjectivity is objectivity. Personal. Something about personal. It's not personal. Some of you are really close to letting go of that. There's like a certain strand. And of course you don't have to let go of it, but it feels blissful. At least that's what I'm picking up from you. And I saw it like a golden thread, or multiple, intertwined. But that was something that you could let go of. And it would open you up to so much. So much more than what you have been feeling connected to. And back to all the rest that you are connected to. That looks like a smiley face with like a huge nose. Nose again, there's something about nose. On the nose? You're on the nose about something? Is that the phrase? I heard catchphrase then. It could be a catchphrase that someone says, that you say, that's significant, or Actually, when I first heard catchphrase, I thought of like a TV show. It's like, what's that catchphrase? Is that what it's called? I have no clue. It's just about catchphrases. I do like the energy of a catchphrase. I feel like it's completely not that. Also, that feels very past lifey or like trippy. Like this realm that I experience, or that I experience as like human 3D life with like television shows. It feels so trippy right now. Like a dream. Like a dream. I feel like my voice right now fits your reading very much. It's like not quite here. And not quite myself. But even though it is that way, even though it is distorted and even though it's not in alignment, it's okay and I feel fine about it. And that kind of feels at you. It's like, you know you're out of place in some way, shape or form, but you don't really mind that. And that goes with that energy of like, you'll also experience the non-peace. Experiencing the non-peace. But that peace is a part of that non-peace. And they're not really different. They're just equals. So yeah, your reading is that silhouette, that waking up in tears isn't really yours, but it's also just as much yours as it is anyone else's. And you're feeling everything to do with that. I want to leave on a more detailed perspective, which is back to this animal friend of yours. They're waiting for you. This reading will continue on with them. They have notes to share with you. Okay, panel number 1. That was a cool reading that I wasn't expecting. I also thought it was going to be way shorter and more normal. Okay, I love you very much. Thank you for connecting with me. That could be significant. I'm not sure if I believe in thanking people. Like, I not believe in, but like, I don't know if I align with that. And yeah, it came out for you, so thank you. Thank yous could be significant. Maybe this friend of yours is thanking you. I felt a lot of relief from that, so I think that's very true. They feel so emotional towards you. Do you really want to speak again? I feel like they have more to tell you. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. The effect that you have had on them is gonna last lifetimes for them. This is like legacy. It continues on. And this is also like they're helping you build what you've wanted to build. It's both. But it's drawing us back again to that physicality. Like they really want help in helping you create what you want to create. Your long-lasting, I kind of heard like groundwork. So getting something off the ground maybe, but with it being 10 of Pentacles, it doesn't feel like something that would not already be off the ground. I think I phrased that wrong. Knight of Wands. There's something that you're really passionate about that they're so ready to, but they're so passionate about too. I just heard they might have come through in another reading also, but they just might, the reader just might not have picked up on it. I think this friend of yours tries to get your attention a lot. And they feel so like independent, like separate from like your spirit team. They feel like they act on their own. I can so imagine your other guys kind of like pulling on their shoulders, like trying to get them to stop interfering so much. Like I feel like if they could, they'd just be like tapping on your shoulder like the whole day, or they probably spend like, a lot of time with you, if not all the time. That could be a part, like if some of you are very, very good at recognizing the beings, like making themselves known to you, like you can feel presences in the room or with you when they come in and out. For this guide, if you haven't picked up on them, it's because they're always there. Like like that could be why you haven't, because there's not like an in and out. Their presence is just like it kind of, their energy might feel so familiar that the unfamiliarity of like gone and not gone isn't there. That was worded convolutedly, but so what? I kind of want to put him back over here. They really, really want you to work on the thing that you love. And by work, it's kind of more, yeah, what is it about? Or how do we word that instead of work on? Unless that's something you like. Sometimes cards like fly out, but this time I'm noting that it's just on the top and I know it's this one, so I'm going to pick it out. King of Swords. Yeah, there's something about like planning, strategic planning, and Magician, creation. Five of Pentacles. It feels like you have, oh this owl also, yeah, and Athena, strategic planning, very much related with her, the goddess Athena. You could look at where your palace is in your astrological chart, because Pallas is Pallas Athena, associated with her. You have a vision and you can create it, and it's something that might not be straightforward, but you have all the capability of not just like beginning or middle end, but like this is something that can not only affect you but affect the world around you. But I wanted to say more like the ripple effect this will have is so much larger than you're seeing, and this guide sees so much more potential in it than you have recognized thus far. But I feel like more than anything, they're not really wanting to talk about what it could be. They're wanting just to talk about your passion for it. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. I feel like they're insistent, like let's go, let's do it. Let's make it. Ask me for help. I'll help. There's so much masculine energy of really like really making something tangible. Any better words than that? Donkey. It's something you've had your eyes set on for a long time. And it's something, I was going to say something that won't like come overnight, because it's something that has a, like, it's so massive that it feels hard to believe that it would come very fast. Though I know that that's kind of a flawed belief, I think. Yeah, it feels like you're really unsure, or maybe you don't know how, but it no. What is the like hold up? Hangman in reverse. It's like you think you have to be waiting when you don't. You think that there's more to gain in meditation, but you've gained everything. Two of Swords is like stuck between the head and the heart. But I feel like your heart, yeah, I'm seeing it kind of like your heart below the swords and your head above, and your arms holding the cross in between is like only your arms are what are prohibiting them being in cohesion. But what I was feeling was like your head and heart are already feeling the same thing or thinking the same thing, and it's just a matter of unsheathing those swords, or unsheathing. Yeah. And King of Swords, yeah, it's not that the swords were ever in the way, but they were, you just had them not in use. And now I'm thinking back to that dragon card of like the feather, and the feather is what creates it. I feel like this is a very simple intention. When you decide to go after this thing that you know is big, and that you know that you can create, and that you're now ready to create, it's there. You can create it. You're ready. Because I feel like you're at a space now where it's like once you ask, you receive. Because you know how to receive now. Okay, I think that's it for your reading, pal number 1. I love you very much, and I'm very, very excited for this thing that you're creating. Maybe one day I'll see it in the world. Okay, bye. Your way is perfect, I just want to say, because I was just questioning then in my head. I was thinking, I was basically comparing my expression, thinking I have a very, I felt like I had a clear idea of your energy, and yet I couldn't word it, and it was kind of making me question if there was any worth in what I was saying. Well, it wasn't quite that, it was something along those lines, but it felt like that could be the energy you're in, like of this creation, or this thing that you're wanting to experience or develop or found. And I want to bring it back to dare to be different. What you have to create is yours. It shouldn't be anyone else's. It should be yours. Treasure that uniqueness. Treasure that it feels like you. Yes, we'll go with that. Because everything exists. I want to like bring even more emphasis on like the long lastingness of this, or the like that energy of founding something. Bear, use power with wisdom. That bear again. Ask this guide for clarity to see this thing that you're wanting to create. I think they'll be very willing to help bring that to you. I feel like you need to know like the effect it will have. There's definitely something about your wisdom. I just said argumentative when I looked at my feather. But it felt like a compliment. Okay. Bye-bye, truly. Wonder what time it is. Should I go turn the heating off or not? Ah. Ooh, the timer was on 010101. That's awesome. Oh, it's been an hour. Okay, I'm gonna go turn the heating off and then get to pile 2. Bye 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 anyone that's still there. Welcome in, pile 2. There's such a warmth to you. When I came back into my room after just running downstairs to turn the heating off, I really noted the like sweet smell that had been aromatizing from the candle, as well as how warm it was in here. And I also felt a little like when I was just bringing the crystal to the front, I could really something about details. That's not even the energy I was picking up on that I was trying to express, but that energy of details also goes with your reading from the drawing at the start, because I wanted to just like keep going with yours. It felt like you had a lot to say. Your pile feels so gentle, but I also wonder if a part of it is like the energy I am currently being called into is a lot of gentleness. So what you're experiencing could be something particularly harsh, and so this is kind of bringing more softness into that. I felt a lot of nodding from that. I feel like viewing, either there's a call to view your situation from more of an outside perspective, and that would go line in line with getting a reading on it, or that's how you're currently viewing it, and that could be causing some anxiety. Whether or not this is kind of confusing. This is like a reading I did the other day when when I was drawing it, there was a lot of stress, and now that I'm in it, it's a bit of a different energy. So I'm gonna get some cards for you. No, there's a lot of worry in this. I feel like this is the main energy that I was picking up from the start of fear. It's a very shaky kind of energy, and makes me, it's a feeling of not feeling all right. And when I had finished pile 1 and went to get your crystal, just from up here, I noted that pile 3 had kind of swapped places, but it felt like pile 3 had remained in the same place, but you had kind of positioned yourself after. It felt like you thought you were last, but you're actually first. Something along those lines. Okay, let's see what cards we get for you. This one. Oh, this is the one that I just drew on the back of. This is like the most recent one for me to draw on the back of. And this is the back of the deck. It feels like I'm kind of viewing this like a huge fruit and it's bursting out. That could be what you're afraid of, actually. I'll put this here. Let me just check if that's in view for you. I think so. And that kind of rhymed. The in view for you. I feel so calm and gentle here. I love it. Okay. So I'm kind of viewing this like a camera. This center part. I want to say it should be an eye, but instead it's a camera. And this also looks like a camera above too. It's like, and then this is an eye on the tree. There's many different perspectives you could take on your current situation, but that actually also could be, there's a lot of energies at play. Like there's a lot of influences here, because I was also getting that message before doing the reading. I didn't know how many piles there'd be. I wasn't really thinking of doing a reading at the time, but there were messages coming through of, that's what it was actually. It was after I had decided to do the reading, because I asked for a song for all of it, and I got the silhouette from Owl City, and then I clicked on the next and it was City Walls, but I was told not to use that one. But I noted that Owl City and City Walls, and then I was wondering about City, and that felt like there's a lot of different energies, but I was thinking more of people, so there could be a lot of people involved in this. Particularly 1, 2, 3, but maybe 4, because I was kind of seeing this as 1. But this feels more like a foundation, like there could be 1, 2, 3 primary, or what you consider as prevalent, but then this is like the subject, or something about nature, something more grounded, something less with a visual, like they don't have a perspective, but they're still being taken into account. And then we've got the entirety of the thing. So maybe 5? I'm kind of getting shaky again. It's like, it's just because I'm not wearing much, but I don't think that's it. It's because I just turned the heating off, so it makes me think, oh, I'm just getting cold because there's less warmth, but it's literally only just been turned off, so there shouldn't be much of a difference. So yeah, this situation that you're in, maybe maybe it's in your head a bit, because with that message that I was just saying, it's like, even though I'm shakier or colder now, it doesn't really make sense for me to be, because there should be just as much heat here. Okay, so this is the front, this is the actual card, that's just like the back. Yeah, an eye, more eyes, and so much energy being drawn down from the eye down into the creation. I kind of see this usually as like ether and grounded reality, or you bringing all of this jumbled energy, scatteredness, and condensing it into something that the mind can comprehend. But they're both one and the same. Okay. I had something to note about this that I had drawn for you. This looked a bit like a star to me after I had finished drawing it. I wanted to keep going, but I also felt like it was taking a long time, or I was most unsure, but it was kind of like, I don't know if I'm allowed to be taking up space. It felt like, and this is you, it felt like I wasn't allowed to be doing something, or I shouldn't be doing so much. So that could be like, you shouldn't be you feel like you shouldn't be feeling so much, maybe? I'm gonna get cards soon. There's just a lot of unsureness, I feel. Okay, let's pile the wands. The wands. Wands? Like, wee, bang, magic. Dung, 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 dung. There's a bit of aimlessness here. Even though there feels like this is a pile with like a situation, I wonder if you're like dissociating a bit from it, and that could be why there's so much like anxiety or nervousness, because it's kind of like, instead of looking at something groundedly, it's kind of like the energy isn't having a form, so it's kind of being scattered throughout the body. I don't know if that really makes sense, but the feeling is like bringing focus to, like, laying out the facts feels like that would bring comfort. So let's do that now. Let's use animal cards, the large ones. I kind of want to put this to the side, actually. Focus in. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be less distraction in one way or another. Yeah, because even then I just wondered, can you even hear me speak when I was doing this stuff with the cards? So there's a call to do something like one at a time. One at a time. Yeah, you could have like a lot on your plate right now. Yeah, it's like things are getting a bit messed up, but maybe they need to get messy before they can get cleaner. But maybe you're not wanting them to get messy, and that's what the struggle is, because it's like you're trying to get something clean. It's like you're wiping the surface while it's still raining with dust. So you're being called to kind of completely like chop off the thing that's making it like slightly dust, so it all falls down, and then you can clean the table, and then you can put the new thing on the table once it's clean. Because that may be like, you may be stressed about, you want to put the new thing on the table, but you don't want to put it on the dusty table, but you also don't want to see. I feel like I already said it, but when I tried to re-say it, it was harder, or it wasn't even really necessary. So there could be something about, it could be that you have a clear idea in your head, but when you go to express it, that's when it's difficult. So, hummingbird miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Okay, the main thing I got from that was energy soars on your shining wings. And I don't know what that's about yet. But there's also 3 birds in this. And there's 3 flowers. 2 of them are open, 1 of them is closed. And 2 of them are together and 1 of them is separate, and the one that's separate is flying. Okay, so that's what it was about. That's what this is about, this line, because the wings part. Shining wings. Energy soars on your shining wings. Soars. Oh no. I pictured something not nice. What is that about this? I'm really noticing how far out their beaks are. How long their beaks are. Which just makes me think of that energy from the start of a lot of communication. Is that what you're being called to have, or what you do have, or what you want? Abundance. Yeah, there's an abundance of words here. And there's 3 in this too, but one of them's very, very tiny. 2 of them match, but one of them is, I heard like being led astray, or it's looking to one of them and the other one is kind of huffing about it. But it also feels like it knows where it's going, or it can see beyond. It can see what the others can't see. This one feels like its breath is warm. This one could be you, because of that energy of warmth that I was talking about before. Yeah, it kind of looks like this small one is like the leader somehow. It really feels like it's looking into the distance, knowing the way. Or just see, or maybe it's like being led astray, like it's not seeing what these 2 are seeing. It's not grounded. It kind of feels like a mixed bag. Maybe some of you, this is what you're letting go of, that dust, and maybe some of you, this is what you're walking towards, that shining wings. Anyway, so that was asking a question. I can't remember what the question was though. Maybe it answered it for you. Maybe you know what the answer was, or maybe the question was irrelevant. That could be it for you also. You may be asking a lot of questions that are irrelevant. Not that they're not relevant, but it's like that's not the truth of what you're feeling, or that's not the problem. I feel like you could be... One sec, let me just readjust. Yeah, exactly. You're being called to reevaluate what you're really feeling and thinking, and more than anything, it's like coming back to the real reason. Like, it feels like there might be an issue and you're trying to address like I need to draw. Like, this is the circumstance and this is the issue, and you're trying to address this, but that's not really the core. That, like, you're asking a question about something, or that's the thing that you keep honing in on or thinking about. But if you were to go back to the core of how you're feeling or thinking, or the real issue, it's nothing to do with that. Or it's slightly to do with that, but it's like only because it shows you how you feel about this. Okay, can we get, I want to get a different deck. One sec. Yeah, I didn't intend for this. There could be something that you're feeling like you didn't intend it to go this way, or let's get a rune. Could be so. I'm being drawn to how old runes are. Gebel, the gift. Put him there. Maybe it feels a bit like a gift in disguise. The gift. Are you being given a gift that... Let's get a card on that. What is this? What is the gift? And I'll put the Gebel rune on top of the card. What is the gift? Integration. 3. 3 again. And at the back we have sacral chakra, which is 2, which comes before 3. The frequency of sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Some of you looking up more to do with sacral chakra could really align you with the energy that is the center of this. And magic at the back, 31. So before and after. Past, present, and future. I feel like that is the core of your reading, probably. Past, present, future. And this is like the dust that's coming down that needs to be cleansed. Or maybe has been cleansed. We'll get onto that. This is the present, which is kind of drawing into both. It's like they're cups and they're flowing and you can feel both of them. And I want to say that this is the gift. Is that it? I'm not getting something for the present other than that you're feeling the past and the present. Okay. Oh yeah, integration. So this is the gift. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize into a balanced symphony of life. Interesting. Kebo is at the middle. Integration. So the gift is positive and negative. But that's a bit of what I was saying before, wasn't it? Like what was I saying? The gift may feel like a blessing and a curse? No, I didn't say that. It's a gift in disguise. I think that's what I said. And now I'm being drawn to how like the center of this was orange, which is relating to that sacral chakra. See if I can put that there. I don't know if that's in view, but hey ho. Interesting that 2 is coming after 3. I'm just thinking about that. Like it's maybe more like this, like 3, 2, 1, maybe. But that's the 3 that's in the center. Or maybe this is the center. The 2.5. Okay, that maybe will make sense later, or maybe that's just irrelevant, or I feel like, yeah, I just got confirmation then with that noise. Some of you that made sense. If that didn't, then you can disregard it. Okay. I want to put a dot in here. This is you, the shining light. Okay. What we perceive as... I'm going to drink some tea and try and think of that. The blessing is... I feel like this could be your mind. Like you're fixated on something, but you don't... It's not really important because you've already got the message. It's like I'm trying to figure out what this entire circle is by zooming in on the middle instead of actually remembering that I already have the full circle. I feel like you're pretending like you don't know the answer even though you do. And I'm getting like a long rectangle with that. Something might have turned sour. Because when I drank my tea then, it like gurgled a bit and it made me think of spitting it back out even though it was tasty. So something nice that is, yeah, something nice that is also not nice. Is this the thing from the past? If we're doing heart, yes. But it kind of came out in reverse. It's making me feel like you have a love for something that is not reciprocal or not. I'm being told yes. Okay. A love for something that is not reciprocal, and that doesn't have to be like in the deepest part of that love, but it's an awareness that not everything can love to the fullest capacity in at least our realm. In the distorted realm that's below everythingness and source. If it doesn't, like it, okay, let me rephrase this. Anything outside of itself cannot really be loved if it can't extend, if it doesn't have that capacity. It feels like something in your past has reached its limits, and even though your love for it is so large, it feels like it doesn't have that love for itself. And I don't even want to just say itself, but I just got confirmation with that. It doesn't have that love for itself, so it can't have that love for more than that. And I feel like you're ready for that same reciprocal love, which feels like the Gebel, but maybe that future is so bittersweet because it allows the releasal of this. But I'm being drawn to the fact that I said it's not like forcing the releasal of this, it's allowing it, which feels like something that's saying this is something you want, releasing this. Even though with that heart chakra card you have a lot of love and emotion towards it, for it, with it, it's something that you still want to release. And I want to kind of say, like, whether you consciously decide to release it or not, it feels like it has already begun to rain, because we got that message at the start of like the dust is falling already, and then the guidance immediately after that was saying like going up and chopping that whole bag that the dust is being held in with from as, and chopping that off at the cord and letting it all fall down. And I feel like that is what a lot of the fear is around. So it's like, no matter how much you look at this forwards motion, no matter how much you look at this gift, I feel like it will always be with somewhat of a distorted lens until you let go of that which it highlights in the past. Because I feel like maybe your perspective on this newness is, it has to be distorted, because whatever your energy is in is your perspective. And if your energy is tied into another energy that has influence over you, because that's the nature of being connected to anything, it influences you. An energy that isn't able to be at your fullest ability, your fullest love, is gonna like decrease your amount of capacity too. And with just that size difference, and even though it's a weird like way to put love in sizes, but for the sake of this analogy, it's like them being in the small has brought your natural current capacity downwards, and that is no longer in alignment with your future, what you want to be in, which is your fullest self. It's not even your fullest self, it's just your current capacity, your current present, your current alignment, where you want to be, what feels good for you. That's why you're not feeling good, because you're lowering your standards. So yeah, it feels like a simple message of that's why this gift feels, the gift of the future feels bittersweet, because this gift, this, what is truly a miracle, I got drawn to that, the flying miracle, it is bringing awareness to the ending of something else, the ending of the past. Because in order to be in this brightness, you can't have the darkness. Or something to that extent. It doesn't have to be so like no darkness. Because the nighttime is cool. It's making me think of stars. Yeah, and that was that energy of the star before. Something, yeah, and I'm being brought to like the color purple from the start. This gift, it feels very divine. And I want to say it's like truly the gift of what you've been waiting for, or the gift of what you've always been aligning with. And there can be immense gratitude for this past. And it doesn't have to be, I want to say it doesn't have to be so bittersweet. It can be true sweet. But that true sweetness is going to come from your own perspective of it, as opposed to its perspective of being released. Because again, this energy doesn't have the capacity to meet you, and that includes leaving you at the same capacity as you do. So it could be causing a lot of conflict if you're trying to rely your own energy of peace in moving forwards with the energy that they have with moving forwards. You feel like you have more understanding of peace, understanding of alignment and divine flow. And I heard a word, but I couldn't really hear it. It's like it had the word right in somehow, and that could be significant. I kind of want to say with that also, like, you're right. It is past could be trying to convince you that you're wrong, or it doesn't have to be so like consciously. It could be that because of the energy that they are having, and that you're connected to that, is making you fear or re-question yourself whether or not you are right. And I feel like for a lot of you, this could pertain to many areas within this connection, whatever or whoever this is. You're right. And for a lot of you, I want to say you were right. For a lot of you, also, like, you were right all along. Oh, I felt a lot from that. You were right all along. And there's a particular energy that wants to come through for that. See if it's from this. I'm not sure if it's going to be this deck, actually. Yeah, it's not. That's interesting. It's like I knew it wasn't, but I still used it. Yeah, and that goes with you were right all along. There could have been something that you knew was true from the start, but you didn't want to admit it. Or there was just there were other things calling you forwards, other like, there could have been 9 reasons why this thing was great for you, but that one reason also why it wasn't good for you. And maybe those 9 reasons was worth it. And it's just calling attention to, like, maybe you made your way through all the 9 reasons, and now you finally got to the end. And now you're faced with that one reason why it wasn't 10. So it's not to say that you weren't right to experience those 9 things, but now you're experiencing that one thing, and you had known that from the start. Or it had made itself, like, sneakily shown or unsneakily shown, like, in some capacity, this was always the journey that you were taking. And on some level, you felt that. Okay, that might be it for your reading. There might be another card there. Yeah, there is. I feel like that Geboy energy wants to come through more. Whee! Squirrel! I heard you're taking your time, but you're getting there. Even though squirrels are so speedy. Hawk messenger. Yeah, you're so being led. Moose wisdom. Let your head and mind reach the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. This is making me think of past you. Past you could have some wisdom for you at this time. Inner knowing. Yeah, that feels like the same. It's like, it's what I was saying before with that 9 and 1. I feel like past you knew. And tapping into that past you's knowing now could be really relieving, because I feel like it will help you, like, hold on to that truth, that rightness, whatever that means for you. Okay. I'm gonna take another swig of tea. I want to note that it's cold tea. There's something in that, but I'm not sure if that's for me to express or not. So, squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Yeah. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. Yeah, this goes back to that energy at the start that I was saying of, like, it feels like becoming clear on the steps to take will bring you a lot of ease. Because it felt like before your energy was more, I don't know what to do. But I feel like you do know what to do. And making it clearer in your mind, laying it out. I don't know how to finish that sentence. Would help. Let me read Hawk Messenger too. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on your priorities and eliminate distractions. Okay, we've got 2 on don't let distractions take you off course. And focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. You have, or a, you have. Yeah, this is calling your attention to what you currently have, and I'm now, like, looking at the squirrel, like, it feels like it's holding on to something. I feel like this is just a simple message of you can't fully step into the future you can't fully step into the future if you're still holding on to the past. And that past is what feels like the distraction. So it's not also I feel like it's not so much talking about distractions that is the past. It is a bit, but I feel like it's more about your present is distracting yourself, so you don't have to focus on the discomfort that comes up in the present when you realize how attached you are to the past still. Something along those lines. I feel like you might feel a bit torn apart because, again, that message of you're connected to the present, and I didn't mean to say the present. You're connected to all that is. And I meant that with like the past and the present. No, the future. I keep saying the present by accident. So there's a call to come back into the present. Feel your body, feel what emotions come up, because we've got sacral chakra too, and the integration talks about that, what we perceive as light and dark. So finding clarity through the discomfort you're feeling in the present, because that discomfort isn't there for no reason. It's there to have action taken upon. That doesn't make sense. Emotions are there to guide you, and we've got that with Messenger. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. And the message is, if you're trying to ascend to new heights, but you feel a very prevalent emotion whenever you try to do that, focus on that emotion. Don't distract yourself from it or try and push through it. Allow yourself to realize why you're feeling that way in the first place. Because I think that will take you back to that past energy that you're still connected to, that anchor. And then when you let go of that anchor, that's when that flight becomes effortless. Whee! I want to draw something like bubbles. Jung, jung, jung. Okay. There's so much like of an energy. If I want to keep going with you, like that's what the energy at the start for yours was. I just wanted to keep going and going. And I feel like that's your energy. It's like you want to keep evolving. You want to keep moving forwards, progressing, expanding. And with that energy of like the squirrel is always moving, always on the move. And there's flight, literal flight. I feel like it's so natural for you to feel frustrated or whatever feelings are coming up for you, because I feel like you're being tethered in some way when really you want to fly. And you can fly. That's what those emotions are there for, helping you realize that, helping you find that way out. It's in your power. Whee! Nang, 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 nang. Jang, jang, jang. Dabba, 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 doo. There's a lot of different energies within you. Okay, are there any closing cards? No. There's so much, I feel like there's so much I could say on your energy, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. It because it's like feels like the future energy coming in, but even though there's like so much to talk about on that, that's not the call right now. The call is to look back on the past, or more like the present, so that you can then move towards the future. There's like a step-by-step process. Release, be, move forwards, or just move forward. I didn't try and say that. So maybe right now, maybe just then, loads of you released, and that's why all I had to say was just move forwards. It's like a sun. Okay. Yeah, I feel myself kind of getting into like the energy that I get when it's like past my bedtime. It's like hyperness. Yeah, I just keep feeling like there's so much I could say for you. Do I feel called to do more? Is this reading finished? That feels like such that's even Sowelu, the sun. Past, future. Beings into, yeah, this is like a bit of my card of how do you say this? Two beings being very much separate, but also feeling one another and being very similar. Yeah, I guess that's how I'll word it. I can't think of it. It's like more than empathy, because the empathy feels like one-sided to me, but this feels so like sensing one another energetically and emotionally, but it's an exchange of energies. That's what the future feels like, the Gebo. So much flower. Okay, now I'm gonna leave your reading. Pile number 2. I heard it has been a blessing. See you sometime or never. Bye. Let's rip these out, shall we? I really want to light it on fire right now. Shall we? Ah, fire! Ooh. Who doesn't love a good fire? Hey, it's like the ash burning that old. I don't know where to put this now. Usually I have a shell, my abalone shell, but this is literally the image I was getting at the start. Ah, I love fire. Ooh, smelly. Smoke. Haven't burnt paper like for a while. I think. I could be lying. I can't get over that. That's literally the image I was getting at the start. I didn't intend this. Oh, that's really smelly. I'm gonna go put that out in my shell now. Ah. Nice and dusty for pile 3. Is that called? It's not called dusty, is it? I forget what that word is. I'm in channeling state. Words don't exist. That's not true. Words never exist for me. It's still going. Should I spit on it? I'll just press down on it. want to see how hot it is. Ah! It's not very hot. Ah, this makes me want to put it on my face. I won't. I don't feel like it. I had a shower earlier. I wonder how many of you are taking like metaphorical note of what I was saying then. Because I wasn't thinking of it in terms of metaphorical messages for you until just now. But I realised that that was probably the case. Okay, let's put this back. Now I need to pee. I'll be back before group 3. And that rhymed, so it must be true. Rhyming is the best. I kept doing more rhymes in my head then. But not allowed. Why not allowed? Why aren't you allowed? Inside, not allowed. Like this. Penguin wants to peek through. Peek through for you. It's so true. What am I to do? Got a head water there. Okay, bye. I washed off my ashed hand and ooh, I just hit ash like a name. That could be significant for the couple of you who remain listening after all of that. But after I washed it off, I found myself I found myself sniffling. So it felt like that sweet release of yours will come with physical release of the watering kind too, possibly. Made me wonder if some of it is in timely unison with you right now too. Sunshine Yellow Dragon wants to pop out again. Pile 1 had that. Okay. Pile 3 wants to come. Does it? Pile 3. Welcome in, pile number 3, the Candle Quartz. You're most in alignment, aren't you? Because look, it's the candle and the Candle Quartz. Okay. Where do we go with your reading? Where's the paper gone? Ah, I burnt the paper for for the main guy that we did at the start. You're starting fresh, aren't you? You're in a new era, a new vibration. Yeah, this is how I felt in the start too. I wanted to just draw beings. It feels like a lot of creation, and more than creation, it's like connectivity. I feel like you're loving the flow of life, and I'm really wondering where that message of from the collective, I was feeling a lot of disorientation and dis-ease, however that came about for them. I'm trying to remember what your first one was. I'm wondering how that ties in. I'm gonna get a card now. I don't know what card though. Let's use one of these. Something like the back of it is important for you. Something about like your higher vision too, or something in the corner of your eye. But like the upper the upper right corner of your eye. Even though I actually heard upper left corner. Hey, this is what pile 2 had. You could totally be pile 2 after you've released. That's what it felt like immediately upon tapping in, because I was very much noting how I was in the same energy as the end of pile 2. So whether or not you've come from pile 2, I feel like you have come from pile 2. The energy of having been torn between your past and your future, and having released the past in order to expand into the presence of all that you are, which is the future you, but is also just always you. The presence. Yeah, that goes with that alignment message again. Yeah, you're yourself. And you're feeling the repercussions of this. And I want to go back to the back, because that's what I said about like the back being significant. Or maybe your back is significant. Maybe you have a really nice back. The back of what though? Ding ding ding. The back of your vision. Ooh, don't burn him. I only burn the things that I don't want, not the things I do. Is there something that you've been considering? Oh, look at the back of the deck. The back! More backs! This one always just looks like a hug to me, like a being here hugging. I'm seeing it right now as a pillow, but like a sun-shining pillow. So something that brings you warmth, joy, and also comfort, and like vibrancy and energeticness, but also like quietness and softness. Very balanced, very balanced feelings. Oh, this is a very mirroring card. I do have a lot of mirroring cards, but I'm just really immediately being drawn to that. Yeah, again with the alignment. Because I wonder if this is more like mirroring yourself. It's like nothing is out of place. You are all in. It's like nothing is tugging you on either end. Ah, that didn't come through in the way I wanted it to. Your footing is stable now, I want to say. Doop-doo. Do we need another card? I feel like I didn't even get anything from this. Yeah, I feel like now you've gone through the experience and you're at the top. You're viewing it now from above. And it feels so light and it feels so free. And yet you still feel like you have a degree of stability, or I feel like you've grown from this. it feels like this was you, like an ordinary tree, quote unquote ordinary, and you've suddenly burst out an entire new being, an entire new perspective, an entire new, like, you're so much freer now. I think I already said that, freer. But that's the feeling of it, liberated. Crystal clear. I heard you're crystal clear on what you want now. And it's so true to you. And you're able to recognize it as being so much more true to you now that you yourself feel more true to you. I want a nugget. That's what it sounded like. A chicken nugget. I forgot those existed. Whoa, that's busy. This is really making me look at this part and was it here? They feel like roses to me. Roses. I'm kind of hearing that like rose-colored glasses. Like now I'm thinking of roses as in, oh, I'm thinking of a lot now. Are they all relevant? Yes, but also no. It feels most relevant how there's so much of this one thing, and I could just keep going and going and going. Trailing, continuing. I feel like that is what this new phase of life for you is. It's ever discovering more and more of that which you most value. And you get to choose what that is. But more than a choice, that feels more like this is an acknowledgement. This is a feeling that which you most love. And see, I'm seeing another one now here. It's like once you chose to recognize that first rose, that's when you saw the other two roses that had already been there. And then that continued on in so many trails, and then that led you to more surrounding that original rose. Now I'm hearing it like rose, like W. I was trying to say ROWS instead of before, which was like ROSE. This feels like that energy again that was on the back of the deck before. Like there's a lot of vibrancy. Usually I see like this is kind of electric, and yet the top is so gentle. This feels like sleep, and this feels like dreaming. Like it's one and the same, and yet one is so gentle and supple, and one is so vibrant and, I heard, special. And yet they both flow in their own ways. Is that in? That's not in. I thought that would be in the view. There could be something about that. Something you thought was in view that wasn't. Maybe it was like part in view. Yeah, that's what the message is. It's like something was only half in your view and now it's in full view. Now you get to truly experience it because you've recognized what it really is. And you recognize what it really is because probably that thing from earlier of you let go of the past. So you yourself have come into the truth of all that you are. And all that you are is in so much alignment with this new thing, this new life, this new experience, this new being. Because, yeah, I wanted to draw that being at the beginning. Or beings. It feels like there's so many. So many. You're able to fully recognize them because you're in full recognition of yourself. And I want to say it doesn't have to be full conscious recognition of yourself, but there's a degree of, even if you're not conscious of all that you're recognizing, your energy is recognizing all of that. There's no tug of war anymore. There's no resistance to yourself. You've allowed your desires to be. You've allowed yourself to be the way you are, to follow who you are. So even if you're not fully conscious of all that you're following or what you're following and all the whys of what you're following, you are following. Yeah, this is a wonderful message. I'm going to do some sound healing now. And after I said that, I heard a firework outside. Drawing it off at the bottom. What does that mean? Something of like the progression you've taken has all led you towards this staircase of expansion. And yet I drew that staircase before any of this, before any of the movement that I would take, before the lifetime had even begun, before all the steps that needed to be taken from this void, from this darkness, from this seed into the plant that would then grow to reach the staircase. I had already finished climbing the staircase. I had already drawn the staircase. So there could be a lot of recognition of past lives and that this path that you have and are taking and are about to take has already been planned for you, that you yourself wanted to experience this, and so you laid out the puzzle pieces beforehand. And of course take that as it resonates in terms of time and how that works, how you relate to that. But this is coming into so much clarity and love of life, of who you are and the extent of that. It feels very magical, like you're feeling more in alignment with truth. And again, I want to come back to yourself. You're feeling so in aligned. Oh, maybe you're not feeling as in alignment as you are, because I feel like you so are. This card I just cut the deck too, but I don't get it. And yet it feels right. I know that it wasn't the wrong card, and I know there's so much within this card. I know that all the information coming through on it now is relevant, and that is your message. It's, even though you can't see the whys, like everything about this card, you don't need to know what every single line means and why it's in the place it is and why it is the degree of depth and lightness that it is, but you're seeing it, you're experiencing it. Alignment doesn't have to be acknowledgement that you're in alignment. It can just be pure alignment. And this is a reading reflecting that to you, that you are in that alignment with who you are, no matter how it feels. Because I want to draw that message of the song Silhouette to our attention. Yeah, I feel a little bit like the order of things is not so necessary. Some of you also may be feeling like that phase that you've just ended has only just ended, so surely you should still be in it. I feel like you feel like there's more work to do, but that's the essence of change. I feel like you don't believe in change for like in part, it's like you don't believe in your own growth, in your own progression, because you already have progressed. You've already done it. There's no more to do. Except everything else that there is to do, but it feels like now you can do that from a space of authenticity, from play, from love, from lacking a knowing. Like, you don't need to know the way, you don't need to know how, you can just experience and enjoy that experience. I feel like it's an essence of, it's time to be a kid again. It's time to like let loose and just have fun with what's being presented to you. Pile 2's future was the Gebor rune, which is called gift. Or can be called gift. A gift. And that feels like what you're in the present. It's not your future, it's your present. You are the gift. And yet it's not you that's the gift, it's the experience, it's everything. It's all one. It's not needed to be explained or understood. You don't need to go back to the past anymore, and you don't need to focus on the future anymore either. You're not in the in-between, you're in the everything. You're just in a place of, I'm able to be. So again, going back to the song, this is what I was trying to say, the Silhouette by Owl City song that this entire video felt in resonance with. And that song can talk about sadness, lifelessness, and being ready for something new. It feels like you're attached to that energy of grief, and yet you don't need to be anymore. Because that's not where you are. It's almost like your mind hasn't caught up to your emotions. It's like your emotions aren't sad anymore, and yet your mind doesn't quite comprehend that, because it's like, because it's such a fast shift. It's like it was that the sadness was there 1 minute and gone the next. Or you can replace sadness with anything else, whether that be an emotion or another energetic imprint or physicalized object. You see now, which is funny to say because it feels like what I kept saying was, you don't need to see now. But that's the thing, you do see now. You see what really matters now. I think for a long time, or at least part of the time, where you were looking wasn't really where you weren't looking where your head I'm seeing like a child in the car, and they just look out the window at what intrigues them. They're not searching for anything. They're not the driver who's needing to be on alert and looking at the road signs or the other vehicles around them. They're just the car. They're just the kid looking to whichever direction calls to them, without thinking, oh, now I need to be looking at the next place that I feel called to. They just move. And I feel like this is the phase you're in, of just moving without the need to explain that movement or to be on edge about it, to just go back to experiencing. I feel like you're remembering that life can be joyful. And I feel like it's not something that you need to like make a point. Like, you don't need to write a reminder like, hey, experience life like a kid child. It's something that the world is showing you, or that your experience in life, because of what you have chosen to release and what you've chosen to step into, therefore, it's something that will be presented to you. It's like you won't have a choice but to experience the beauty of life, the joys of life, all that you most love to experience. I felt this energy again of like all that you've wanted for so long. That's what you'll be experiencing. And I heard, and you can't stop us now. Because you're there. It's here, and there's no more to do. Yeah. Boom, I'm gonna end your reading right there. That's really fun. That's exciting. Okay, cool. Pile number 3. I love you. Candle pile. Yes. Bye.